I'm sitting here with Magnus Bergson from CCP Games, Iceland's biggest game developer and the maker of EVE Online. So Magnus, can you tell us a little bit, how is it to make games in Iceland?
It's the best place to make games. Long winters, you have to stay inside, it's perfect for game development.
Could you tell us just in some short words what EVE Online is?
Of course. EVE Online is a science fiction based, massively multiplayer online game. It occurs in space. It's a game that can mean different things to different people. It really depends on the way you actually experience the game. There's so many things you can actually do in it, but that's a very short description of it. But in the end, it's all about power. The person actually created the game concept, Reynir Harðarson, and some of the people that he was working with in the beginning, they fell in love with a game called Elite. And that's where you see a lot of the concepts come from, of course, in EVE Online. But then they, of course, added their own twist of things into the game and some unique things that are in EVE Online that you don't probably see in most other games.
What was the feeling when you sort of first saw that this is gonna be something that we can continue to work on for many years?
It was no surprise to us. It was a surprise to everybody else, I think. We always have had great aspirations for the game. We've always believed in the game. We get great support from the community and everybody helping together, and it keeps evolving. We're getting a lot of users from other games because when you've done fantasy too much, it's kind of cool to get into science fiction. It's a nice change of pace. It was no surprise to us.
What kind of updates do you have?
There's a new expansion coming in about 1 or 2 months. I don't know exactly, depends on how our testing goes. It's a first release of 3, where we actually are making some very huge changes to the game. And this one coming out in 1 or 2 months. More content, more stuff to do, more toys to play with. Biggest impact on the current player base is going to be the contract system. If people have been following some news about EVE Online lately, they've seen some information about the infamous EIB scam, where a bank was created in game and they stole all the money from the players. And that contract system will allow these players to enter into these more advanced business transactions, and also allow the corporations and the alliances to run their operations. They could tell a person, go and do this, and here's a ship for you to do it, and return it back when you've done your job, and return to me what I told you to do. Might be mining, or might be buying, or might be killing somebody. We have a new integrated voice coming directly into the game, so people will have, everybody will have access to voice. You will not need a voice server like TeamSpeak or Ventrilo. That's going to be very nice also because the sound quality is so good. Those are some of the features. There is new ships coming out. There's changes to the gang system, the way actually fights, which are going to be especially important for the larger gangs. Because when you have a gang of maybe 100 and 200 players, you need to organize them up in divisions, and then you want to have somebody in control of that division, and he needs to talk to you. And all of this is then going to be integrated back into the voice, so it's going to make it a lot easier for everybody to cooperate.
What kind of time space in between these do you plan?
As soon as possible.
No, but do you plan to have them yearly, or?
We actually have traditionally come out with 2 major expansions a year, and then we have smaller ones in between, and we're going to stick to that model.
What kind of freedom has this success given you, and how does it make your life easier?
Here, of course, it's just, the company was doing badly at once, and now we're doing really well, and we have such a strong community behind us. Our players are really 100% with us, so that's a great feeling. But this, of course, is allowing us to explore things that we couldn't do before.
So what do you think of the competition, like World of Warcraft?
Well, when World of Warcraft came out, we had a big party. I mean, we knew that they would help us, and they are helping everybody in the long run. There are some companies that are hurting right now, probably because they have taken quite a bit of users away from them. But World of Warcraft is helping this industry. They are an anomaly with what, close to 7 million subscribers now. Numbers we have never seen in this industry.
And do you think that there's too many games that try to do the fantasy?
Fantasy has been done and done and done and done. It is though a very popular arena for games to be in. So of course you're going to have investors and things, or people that are on the money side. They're going to say, hey, that's where all the money is, let's follow that.
Do you see CCP moving on to a new project after EVE Online, or will you continue?
I can't tell you what we're going to be doing, but I can tell you this, that CCP is not going to be a single game company. That's for sure. But we are 100% committed to EVE Online, and we will continue with the development of EVE Online as anybody out there wants to play it.
Would you say that you're an MMO company, or would you look into maybe making something totally different?
Obviously that's our specialty. So I think it's kind of obvious that that's the arena that we will be playing in.
How big is CCP?
It's pretty well known. It has a pretty good reputation, I hope. We've been in the news a few times. We've gotten some awards and stuff like that, you know. So it's pretty well known.
What was your reaction to the PlayStation 3 delay?
I wasn't surprised. After working in this industry, I'm very used to seeing delays of such nature, so I wasn't surprised.
So were you planning to buy one?
No. And not that I don't like it, it's just I have an Xbox. CCP actually bought Xbox for everybody.
What do you think about the Wii?
I love the name. Just sounds fun.
Yeah.
It looks to be a really nice system. I think they're going to do really well with it. They obviously know what they're doing. They've been doing this for many years, so it's going to be a great product, I think.
What do you think about MMOs on consoles? Do you think that's something that has been talked a lot about, but hasn't really started to happen yet?
The consoles connected to the internet and so forth is kind of a new thing. It takes the public maybe 5 to 10 years often to actually get into all of that. But you're seeing a lot of that now with the Xbox being connected. And all the other consoles are now, of course, connected. The issue is that most of the MMOs require extensive use of keyboard, and that's where the console becomes an issue.
So you think that we would have to see a new kind of MMO?
I think it has to be a little bit simpler, and then I start questioning: are you then making it too simple to be an MMO?
In your opinion, what's the most important issue that is facing the Nordic game industry?
If I speak from, I can't speak for all the other companies, but for us in Iceland, of course, it's getting the proper talent. That's always an issue, and that's, as you said before, that's also an issue here. Getting access to fundings on the early stages, it's next to impossible for new companies today. It's really difficult to deal with that end of things right now after the big collapse of all the internet companies and so forth. Companies in Iceland is very good. It's a very healthy environment, even though the government is not backing up these companies that much. They can do a lot better, like what Canada is doing. They are really supportive to these young companies. But you know, hopefully they will add support to these companies, because investing in something that's made with this muscle here is a lot more profitable for the economy than what they're doing in Iceland now, building aluminum plants.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.